Hi everyone, it's your boy Justafreak, and this time I'm back to give you my first impression of a tropical fish yearns for snow. This is my impression after reading the first volume over here, and yeah, as you may have guessed from the cover, this is a Yuri series that I think was printed out in English last year. And in my recent haul that I'm gonna leave a link in the corner, I picked up the first 4 volumes. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the volume. So this one is printed by Viz, and the mangaka is Makoto Hagino, and it's the normal Viz format, and it's priced for $10 US. So $9.99, and it has some color pages at the beginning, which is pretty nice because not all of their volumes in this format have them, so that's pretty cool. From what I see, each volume has a total of 4 chapters, so it's one of those series that has longer chapters. And we get them in a 1 volume format, not an omnibus or anything like that. And we only get the Viz logo on the spine. But anyway, enough talk about the volume. So, as I said, this is a Yuri series that involves mainly Konatsu, this girl over here, and I think Oyuki, this other girl. And the story starts with Konatsu having to move to a new town to go to a new school. And during the weekend, before her first day at this new high school, she wanders through the town, goes around the school, and she sees a lot of people there. And of course, out of curiosity, she goes inside, and she sees a lot of fish tanks, as you can see here in the first page of the volume. She sees a lot of fish tanks and people looking at them, and she was kind of surprised. She liked that, and she finds out that it's like that because that school has an aquarium club, and every couple of weeks or something like that, the school holds an open doors event where everybody in town can go and visit the fish and aquatic creatures that they care for in that club. And she kind of sees let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, and she kind of sees that one of the fish tanks are empty, and she wonders what's up with that one. And at that point, Koyuki, this girl over here, sees her, and she goes and tells her that that fish tank is not actually empty. It has a salamander in it, but due to the fact that that species is nocturnal, normally she doesn't get out of her nest until the night comes, so not during the daytime in this event. And that was her first time meeting a person somehow of the same age with her in this new town, in this new life that she's experiencing. And take into consideration that I think she only has her father in her family, and her father, you get to know from the first couple of pages that her father is pretty busy with work, so she has to put that tough guy act all of the times, but actually she's pretty lonely. And yeah, meeting a person was kind of a big deal for her, but she didn't want it to be weird or be anything like that by, I don't know, giving too much thought to it. So yeah, next day she goes to school. She meets this other girl, Kaede. Let me see if I can find a picture with her. So here's a picture. It's about this girl over here. As I said, she's called Kaede, and she sits right next to Konatsu, and of course she gets approached by her, and yeah, that's another human interaction, and she's pretty happy about that. Now I don't want to go way further into the story because those are only the first pages and I don't want to spoil anything, but here's my impressions. So as you can see, the art, it's pretty nice. It's not something uncommon in series like this, so yeah, I enjoy it a lot, but it doesn't blow me away. What I like about it is how cute the characters are made. So the girls are so adorable the way they are drawn, and I'm not talking only about the girls. I'm also talking about the animals in this series, because yeah, since it's an aquatic club and they have fish, salamanders, and so on, even the animals have those I don't know, cute little faces drawn on them. And yeah, I enjoy it, but it's not one of those series that brings something new in the artwork department. And my first impression was really good about this series. I was right, and my info that I gathered before actually buying this series was that this one will be one of those Yuri series that are not spicy, that are more about cute girls being too shy to share their feelings, and more about the friendship part of it than the sexual part of a relationship. And I'm pretty happy to see it like that, because I needed one of those types of Yuri series to read. And I don't know, honestly, as I was saying before, I told you guys about Koyuki, Konatsu, and Kaede, 3 girls. So honestly, I don't know if this one will be a love triangle, or will it only mainly focus on these 2 characters over here on the cover. Keep in mind that I only read this first volume, and it kind of got me the idea that we may see a love triangle. And if we do, I wouldn't mind it. I would actually like it, because they have some quite interesting personalities. So let's see. So Koyuki, she is also a person who feels lonely and all of that, and she's kind of a person who is always respecting authority, does what's best, one of those person that always tries to respect the idea that you have to do what's best in society and stuff like that, if you catch my drift. But she's also really shy and she feels lonely, and that's one of the things that they have in common, because how I was saying, Konatsu also feels a little bit lonely, even if she tries to put on that tough act. But Koyuki feels more like an introvert, and Konatsu is somehow one of those person that you would classify in between an introvert and an extrovert, at least in my impression, because she is a little bit shy, but she tries to make friends. She is able to speak her mind more easily, and yeah, I think that the shyness in her character adds more to the cuteness than her personality in but to Koyuki, the shyness and the fact that she's an introvert feels like a main trait of her personality. Now we also have Kaede, and Kaede feels like quite the extrovert, because Kaede is one of the popular girls in Konatsu's class. She's one of the girls that is being asked out by guys. She feels in the center of attention. She's always doing something that attracts the attentions of the class, of other clubs, and she also is the person who first approached Konatsu when she in her first day of school, so that kind of gives you an idea that she's more of an extrovert. And I kind of got the hint that she also, I know, she also is a bit more into girls rather than boys. But yeah, that's left to be seen, because it's just an opinion. It's just kind of a first impression. Probably it's not gonna be a love triangle. We'll see. But if it will be, it's gonna be something interesting, because we have these different personalities that will play along together, and you will. I would want to see which one goes with which. But yeah, overall it was a pretty interesting read. I enjoyed it. It's a fast read. It's not something that will take you too much to read. It's not heavy with text, and yeah, I recommend it. It's finished in Japan and it's coming out right now in English. I think we're gonna see the end of it printed this year if nothing happens. And it's only 9 volumes, and it's not a huge deal. It's not such a big investment. And if you're into Yuri, and if you're into those light-hearted, cute stories, drama stories, romantic stories, this one might sit well with you. So yeah, I also have a complaint, because one thing that I don't like actually about this series, and maybe it's just from the first volume, or maybe it's just the fact that I'm kind of retarded when it comes to stuff like this, but Koyuki, Konatsu, Kaede, I always mess up their names. They sound way too similar in my mind. I don't know if you guys have the same problem as I do. If I'm the only one being retarded with stuff like that and having a problem with stuff like this, let me know down below. Honestly, I hope so, but yeah, I honestly mind a little bit when the author plays with the words, because I think that's why the names feel similar. It's a play of words that I don't understand since I'm not Japanese, but for a Romanian guy like me, the names are always messed up in my head. And one of the problems that I had while reading this volume was that I was always thinking, when I heard the name, okay, now we're talking about what character, or what's happening here. It was a little bit confusing, and I always had to, go a couple of panels back to kind of get the idea. But maybe that's just because I'm not familiar yet with the characters and their names, and maybe this will go away while I read the rest of the volumes, but that's how it felt. And I feel that that kind of took a little bit out of my reading experience. And if a series has more distinct names in it, it's way more easier for me, and I like that way more than having similar names like this. But again, it may be only me. I'm really curious for others that have read this or that look at these names, if they think that they will have the same impression. But keep in mind, it's like meeting 3 people, and it's the first time that you're gonna meet them. It's gonna be hard to remember their names from the beginning, and if they are similar, you might have a problem distinguishing themselves by the name. But yeah, that was my only complaint with the series. Otherwise, I really enjoy it, and yeah, I'm glad that I picked it up. My research and the recommendations that I got for this were spot on, and it works with me. So yeah, I think that was my first impression after reading the first volume from this series. Let me know if you found it interesting, if it helped you in any way to get your idea, if you would like it or not. And yeah, if you liked the video or you saw it in any way useful, please leave a like. It's gonna help the channel a lot. It means a ton for me. And if you're new on the channel and you want to see more content like this in the future, please do subscribe. I'm trying to put out as much content as I can, because it's a nice hobby that I have. It's something that is relaxing me, and yeah, I'm hoping that I can deliver something that people find entertaining. And yeah, as I said, I have a ton of other content, manga related, game related, anime related on the channel, so feel free to check that out. I have playlists that can help you. And what can I say? I hope you enjoyed the video, and until my next video, go read your manga. Bye bye!